So opening. So knight takes, perfectly fine move. Which move would be better than knight takes?
Okay. Bishop takes?
Yeah, bishop takes, because you just attack the queen. But okay, knight takes is fine. This move, and now what is the... So in the game you took with the knight, what's a better move?
Okay, yeah, so in the game I'm like, okay, I can potentially fork the queen and the rook.
What would be a better move in this position? So
yeah,
why
is it the queen checkmate?
Yeah, it's just mate.
Oh no! Oh no! That hurts. That hurts bad because I lost this game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So this would be a mate in 6 moves.
I can't believe I didn't see that. It's terrible.
So always, if your queen is supporting some piece, usually the queen is better, because if the queen gets close to the king and it's defended, it's usually gonna be checkmate.
I can't believe I missed it.
But okay, you deliver a fork. Now he gives a check. Why is this move not the best move?
Okay. So let me forget about the fact that I missed a mate, and let me focus again. So the reason this is not a good move is because
I mean it's a fine move.
I guess because if he takes it, or no, it doesn't matter if you.
So how did the game continue? Do you remember?
I think I took the rook.
So you block, then what did he do?
Oh, what did he do? What did he do? I can't remember.
So he took, and this is the reason why knight takes is not the best move. So what's the issue with this move for you?
Yeah, so now my knight's being attacked.
Yeah, and it's pinned. That's the reason. That's the reason, because you're gonna lose the knight now. So in this position, again, I mean, if you block with the bishop, let's say he takes, so that's why this would also not be a move, like a good, I mean, not the best move, let's say, because right now you're attacking this bishop, right? Now obviously he can also take, right? So I don't know why it's not c3, because he can just take. So yeah, I guess this would be the best move, because when he takes, now what do you do?
So now you just take with the horse.
Yeah, you just take with the knight.
The knight, whatever piece it's called.
And the rook is trapped, right?
Right.
So you're gonna be guaranteed to win the rook. But okay, knight blocks, you take the bishop, which is fine. And now what? So in the game, I saw that you calculated pawn takes and then rook moves. Rook has to move, right? Because otherwise he promotes.
Right.
Why is this not the correct calculation? So takes and then you move. What's the bigger, like what's the detail that you missed in this calculation?
When he takes, he gets a discovered check.
Yeah, it's a check. So actually, if you, let's say, just take the rook, he takes with check and then he promotes.
And then he wins.
Yeah.
And promotes. Oh my gosh.
So you move and he promotes to another queen. Okay, here it doesn't work because mate in 1.
Right.
But yeah, I mean...
What's even sadder that I missed the mate.
Yeah.
Twice, actually. Did I miss it twice? I missed it
No,
twice.
you didn't. Because here
Didn't I take it?
No. In the game, you took the pawn.
Okay.
So I made that move, but obviously he promotes, yeah. So what move would be even better than taking the pawn? So how can you resolve this issue better than with taking?
Castle queenside.
Okay, that's an interesting idea. I guess queen takes. Okay, but still, yeah, you have somehow a forced mate. But here, I don't really. Yeah, I guess you can take. That's the reason, or take with the pawn maybe, or no, I don't know. What's the? Okay, knight this. Okay, unfindable move.
Right.
Yeah, so castling queenside is an option, but
Not the best. Okay.
yeah, not the best, because he can take, now he has a checkmate in one threat, so you can take and then, yes, check and you just move. So this is how you can like get out of it. But just a simple move in this position. Because the problem is when you take, your queen is tied down to defending. Because if you move, then he takes and he wins your rook. That's the problem.
Okay, so a simple move. I mean, like, like my gut's telling me maybe you just trade the queen, but that doesn't make that much sense.
Okay, yeah, this move also. Yeah, I mean, yeah, here it doesn't work because the knight then loses the defender, right?
Yeah.
Because your queen.
Yeah,
is
I think I considered that. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't want to leave my knight hanging.
So
different move.
yeah, the move is
Rook
b3.
Rook to
b3.
Gotcha.
So you can also push the pawn, because now he cannot get through, right? So you just block the pawn, like physically block it. He cannot move forward because you take away this square, right?
This is a concept that I think I never considered.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually pushing past the pawn. Yeah.
So just push, and you have to push. I mean, I guess this move, yeah, this one is actually even better because it attacks the queen, so it buys you some time. But it's not as simple as just b3, because here, like, he takes and then he has some ideas, right? But this move, I mean, I guess he has the same thing, but it's like this one just feels nicer, like it's more solid, right? Because your pawns are still connected.
Right.
So yeah, pushing. This is one idea. But okay, in the game.
Yeah, as you can see, like that was the last thing. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So I saw every other move, and I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah. Okay, so in the game, you take. He takes. You take the rook. He moves the knight, and now this move, which actually I didn't even see, that he can take.
Yeah, that was sad.
So what would be a better move in this position?
Yeah, any other move.
Yeah, I mean, simple move, let's say.
Anything else? Sure. Perhaps just developing my bishop.
Where?
And maybe to bishop to d3 to make a chain.
What's the issue with bishop d3? This is a good move usually, but here it doesn't work. Why?
Okay. This move doesn't work this time because...
What does it block?
it blocks my queen from protecting the pawn.
Yep. So
Yeah, okay.
takes. So which square should you put the bishop to?
Yeah, so the only I guess I guess I have two options. I guess I have e2 and c4.
C4, yeah. I would, I mean, c4 is good, but e2 is probably better, and the reason is knight to e5.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because knight to e5, and
Force
then
it.
I mean, I guess you can defend, right? Obviously the evil is jumping up and down because here you have, oh yeah, the knight blocks the queen, so now we have this check. Probably this, yeah, this is the reason. But okay, let's just leave that. Let's say like the issue is, yes, he jumps the knight in with tempo on your queen and the bishop, so you have to defend and so on. So yeah, bishop e2, perfectly good move, because the reason why, I mean, your objective is to get the king to safety, and it doesn't matter, like, just move the piece out just the safest square possible, because once you castle, this pawn is not going to be an issue anymore, because even if he does take it, at least I mean, he just wins the pawn, right? He doesn't win your rook. So that's why castling is your main priority. So you can move the queen away from defending.
Gotcha.
But yeah, obviously also bishop c4, like this also works. Because you're still defending the pawn, and the knight is not on this square anymore, so you don't have to keep defending it. But okay, in the game you lose the queen, you develop a piece, which is fine, and then h3, great move, because now he's gonna lose this knight. The knight was pinned, right?
Yeah.
So h3,
Yeah.
now you're gonna win the
moves
knight.
back.
Yeah.
He didn't see the.
And he didn't see he didn't see it, and you just win the queen. Yeah. Okay, now this endgame, you castle, good move. He moves the pawn, you take, he takes back. This position. What I see in this position is that this knight is trapped, so I have to save this knight. This is what I see. Because you are up 4 points, so you're up a piece and a pawn. But if he wins this knight back, then it's only gonna be a pawn, so it's not gonna be like so significant, right? So you have to save this knight. This is what I see, and the way he's gonna win it is he's gonna move the bishop and then take, right?
Yeah, which he did.
Yeah, but he did it slowly, like he moved the bishop here in 2 moves. Okay, you bring in the rook to d1, a good move. Probably the better move would be moving this rook. The reason is you're pinning the knight, again, a pin, because if you manage to, let's say, win this knight and lose this one, it's gonna be an even trade, right? So you're gonna be still up a piece. How do you win the knight in this position?
Okay.
So the knight is pinned, how do you win it right away? I mean, you make a move and then he's gonna lose it no matter what.
Okay, to win it off a pin. I think this is like maybe something I'm not
familiar.
I don't do in my game because I'm not familiar. So to win a piece off a pin,
usually if you can attack the pin piece with a pawn, then he's gonna lose it, right? Because he can
so f4.
Yeah, f4. But actually here you also have a better move, because the knight is pinned. This square is available because he only defends it 1 time, and you have two defenders of this square, so you can actually move this knight, increase the pressure on this one, and also save your knight, right? But this is like a really hard move to find.
I didn't actually see that because I didn't see the bishop was coming.
Yeah, actually this wasn't the position in the game. Okay. So yeah, this was in the game. You moved this rook.
Right.
But okay, here, so this move, yeah, f4, because now you're just gonna win the knight, right? If he moves away, just take, right? Okay, in the game, rook d1, you take, he moves the knight away. Now, so he moves the knight away. Which square did the knight use to defend?
Yeah, it used to defend, I mean, e5, the check. Okay.
So the knight is on e5. So the objective is to save this knight. Why can't you save this knight yet?
Okay, so it's defending, what, f7?
Yeah, this is the issue. Because you cannot move it, because he can take, you take, he takes, right? But once the knight moved away, now you can jump in, right? Or I guess jump out of the corner.
Yeah, I guess saving the knight wasn't, I guess, my priority at the time, but yeah.
This is usually, I mean, if you're, because I just see that the piece is trapped and you're only up a piece in this position. So if you lose this piece, then it's gonna be equal, basically. So that's why Like that's what I would do, just save the knight. But this move is actually great because this doesn't change anything. Just get in another piece with check, so you develop another piece, and then you can save the knight. But in the game he pinned his bishop. How? So in the game you wanted to move the rook, right? What would be a better move in this position?
Is it bishop to g6 or g4?
Yep, bishop g4, because you do not have to move the rook because it's pinned, right? The only thing you have to look out is that you do not move this rook now, because if you move this rook, then the bishop is no longer pinned, so he can take it. So for example, if there was some move where he could, I don't know, like attack your rook somehow, and you would move the rook and then lose this one, right? But here obviously it's perfectly safe, so yeah, this move. He takes your knight, you take his bishop, and actually you win this one as well, because this file is cut off, so he cannot move here to defend. He has to move away, you take, right? But okay, in the game you move the rook, you lose this one, and now again you have this.
Yeah, what did I do? I
You move the pawn because you didn't know what to do. Now, obviously, in this case, he can still.
I was like, let me just start pushing pawns.
Yeah. Obviously, in this case, he can still defend the bishop, right? With the knight.
Yes.
Now, I guess what you could do is take. He has to take with the knight. The issue is this square is defended, right? So maybe what you can do is, let's say, attack the knight first. The knight has to move. Or I guess he has this move. That's the issue, maybe. Yeah, maybe this move. And then if you move here to increase the pressure, he can move away and so on. So it gets complicated. But this is how you can try if he played the best move, which is to defend the bishop, right? So let's say you try this move and hope that he doesn't find the defense and he moves the knight. But I guess even if he moves, he still defends the square. Yeah, I mean, I guess he has to move it here and then... So this was my idea, right? The knight is defending this square, I attack the knight, knight hopefully moves somewhere where it doesn't defend this file again, so you can pick up
double
the knight. Yeah, you can double up, and now he cannot do anything. But okay, in the game, you push the pawns, he attacks your rook, you take. Another move maybe to consider would be this one. And it looks weird. It doesn't, probably you didn't even consider this move. I
did not.
Yeah, because here it's just a free pawn. But maybe this move. I mean, I guess the knight is defended. Because I was thinking, yeah, maybe a fork, but obviously the knights can also defend each other, right? I guess not this one, because it's not pinned actually. Yeah, this one also works. But yeah, again, just an idea, right? In this position, probably taking is better. So you take the pawn, he attacks your rook. Now actually, this idea maybe. But okay, you move back, which is totally fine. He moves the king. What's the move here? In the game you played this move. What's it better?
Bishop.
Yeah, just free bishop.
I didn't see the free bishop.
But okay, in the game you attack the knight. He defends actually, and now there is a tactic. So you gave a check because you probably didn't see the tactic, but what's the tactic? So you can see that you have a lot of pressure on the pieces and it seems like everything is defended, but again, if you manage to get 2 pieces for a rook, it's still a better trade for you.
Okay, so I can get 2 pieces for a rook. So there's a check tactic here, right? No.
It doesn't actually. Yeah, it does matter actually. So which check you mean? Like what's the move that you were thinking about, or just you think that there should be a check and then something?
I I think there should be a check, but I mean the two moves that I see are pawn to f4 and or rook to e5.
Okay.
But that's
Yeah.
that's just losing a piece.
So this one looks like a fork, but it's not because the pawn is not defended, so he can
you
just
take it.
Yeah.
So that's
and-
not good, and then the rook move is not good.
Yeah, because he just
He
takes.
just takes.
Yeah.
So those are not the tactics. So the,
Mm-hmm.
the tactics that I know, I'm all out of. I'm all out of.
Okay. Now consider all captures. Which pieces can you capture in this position?
Okay. I can capture the pawn on h7, but that's just sacking my rook.
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
can
this doesn't work.
capture. Oh, okay. So I can capture. Okay, I see it. I see it
Mm-hmm.
now. I can capture on c6. Then he takes, but he leaves his bishop hanging.
Yeah. So it's actually not even. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, rook for 2 pieces. So you take the knight, you lose the rook, but you gain a bishop. So you're up 2 pieces, but you lose the rook. So you're still up, right? I mean, obviously, it looks like it's equal now, but you were kind of down in material in this position. Obviously, we still have a lot of more points, but in terms of pieces, he has more because he has a rook for your rook, bishop for bishop, and then he has 2 knights for only your rook, right? So 6 points versus 5. So you get that back. So takes, and now it's piece, piece. I mean rook, rook, piece, piece, and then obviously more pawns for you. But okay, in the game you deliver a check, and then you probably didn't see, because it's actually really hard. The only square is this one, because this one bishop or king, this one obviously king knight, bishop knight, or I guess yeah, this one also works, and this one obviously knight. So only those 2 squares, and then you hang the rook. But he doesn't see it. He goes for the fork, which is actually still a decent move for him. You move the king, obviously, and this is an important detail again. Always, so why is this move better than this one? And it seems
Defends
the same.
the rook.
Yeah, defends the rook, but also you should always be careful. If you move somewhere, so if he forks you, try to not move where he can take the piece with check again, right?
Ah.
Because this one, if he takes, it's not a check, so you're not forced to take the knight, right? So you can move, so you can make a move like taking, and you defend your rook and attack his knight, right? Something like that. Now, obviously, here it's still, I think, yeah, because of this move. So he defends the knight and attacks your rook again. So yeah, this would save him. But obviously, in the game, he played this move, and then you move the rook away, which is fine because you're attacking the bishop. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is still a fine move. Maybe this move also, but I guess this is even worse because it again pins his knight, gets your rook out of the way. Maybe, but if you move, let me actually check which. Oh, okay. G5. What's the idea of G5?
Yeah, I mean G5 puts him in check, but he would just take it.
Yeah, but
maybe it.
what's the reason why G5 looks like a random move? But what's the point?
I mean, it looks like it's just a free pawn for him.
Mm-hmm. So
But
the point is you open up your bishop. If he takes with the knight, he's not attacking your rook anymore, right? So now he
Gotcha.
can move away. If he takes with the king, now he can take his knight. But obviously this is basically unfindable, right?
it's like a discovered attack on the
Yeah,
knight.
but it's so messy because both of your rooks are hanging, and then you just throw in a random pawn check.
Sure.
So yeah, this move is actually great. Like, I think this is the second best move. If you do not find G5, then this is the best move. So yeah, attacking the bishop, he takes your rook, and now you take back. What would be a better move in this position?
Yeah, sure. So probably what, taking the bishop with the rook?
Yeah, so taking the bishop. And the reason is you're attacking this knight, and what threat do you also have? So let's say he takes here. What move do we have now?
Oh, interesting. I can put him in check and take the knight.
So a fork with the rook.
Gotcha.
So what he would probably do is, let's say he moves here. I think, yeah, this is the best move. Because now there is no longer a fork and your rook is hanging. So now probably the best, because even if you, let's say, still attack the knight, he can now still move, attack your rook, defend the knight, right? So that's how he could get out of it. And yeah, I guess, so takes. If you go here, defend, because now this knight doesn't have squares. He has check and he can get out probably, or not.
No,
What's
you can
the-
take then.
No.
You put, if you can take the, you can take.
Oh,
the,
you can take the horse, yeah. I didn't even see that. So what's the move? Knight to e5. Oh my god, yeah, but this is no way he's gonna find that. What's the idea of knight to e5?
Let's see. The idea maybe is
So what would you do in this position, let's say?
I mean, I'd look for a way to either put him
Simple move. Just look at this position. What can you do?
move for black or white.
White.
Take the knight with the king.
Yeah, just take the horse. And knight e5, idea is if you take, he has a fork, right?
Okay.
And
so
now
he's in,
it's
okay,
equal because yes, you have a bishop, so it's like this is a worse piece than the rook, but you have more pawns. And if you do not take the knight, let's say you pin this one and you attack this one, he can go here, so he's defended. But yeah, knight e5, unfindable move again. Nobody's gonna play is gonna play knight e5, like no way. Okay, so in the game, bishop to d5, move the rook, he takes, you take back, check. What's the issue? Check.
Oh, it was hanging.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that. Okay.
But okay, you move. And also another tip. If you see this light square bishop, if he gives you a check, usually a good a good rule is to move to a dark square, right? And even another rule is to move up usually, because if you move along the first rank, maybe then he has ideas of, let's say, he can go here, right? And he can, let's say, fork the pawns. Obviously here it hangs the bishop, but I'm just trying to make a point. Because
Sure.
when you move up, let's say to d2, you also restrict the rook. So the rook cannot get in, right? And also here you move on the dark square, so he doesn't have bishop checks. He can't defend the bishop with a check or get out the bishop with a check. But okay, king d1, now he delivers a check, so he gets the bishop out of the attack. You move to c1, check, and then you deliver a check, you take the pawn here. And now here I said this was actually a brilliant move. The reason is, okay, if you move here, obviously you do not take the knight and now you're just cut off, so this is bad. But if you take the knight, what move does he have here? Obviously he didn't see this because he didn't follow up with the right idea. So he did hang the knight, not on purpose in the game. He just didn't see it probably. But what's the move that wins for him here?
Okay, interesting.
So both of your pieces are yeah.
Is it bishop? Is it bishop to d5?
Bishop to d5 doesn't do much because you just move.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a bishop move. So notice that your rook and the king are aligned on a light square diagonal.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a light squared bishop.
Oh, is it okay? Yeah, bishop to e2.
Yeah, a skewer. And you
Skewer.
actually cannot defend. Actually, there are two reasons. First of all, even if this rook wasn't here, let's say the rook was on a1, you still cannot defend the rook because this square is also covered by the bishop, right? So you have to move, you would have to move, let's say, to these squares. Actually, not this one because the king. So this one, or this one, right? So it would be a full rook, even if his rook wasn't here cutting off the b file. So there are actually two reasons why you cannot defend the rook in this position. So yeah, this would just win for him because you move, he takes, and now obviously he's just up a full rook. But okay, he doesn't see that. He delivers bishop to d5. Yeah, you move, he checks. You move, he checks. Again, if you're trying to move out of the rook check, try to attack the rook, right? Because if you get close to the rook, now he cannot actually give checks. Because if you move along the third rank, he can just keep delivering checks, right? Okay, now you move down, which is like a fine move. He moves to f1. And now, okay, you attack the pawn. Maybe what I would do is maybe try to pin the bishop, but this move is still fine, right? Because the idea, yeah, the idea of pinning is, let's say he delivers a check. So tell me two moves that win the game for you.
Two moves that win the game for me?
Mm-hmm. First of all,
pawn c4?
Yeah, but what's the issue? What's the first thing you have to do in this position?
Oh, I have to get out of check.
Mm-hmm. So where do you move?
C1?
No.
I would have to defend the pawn though, right? Because they'll just take my pawn.
Yeah, but this is not an issue here.
So we don't care about the pawn.
The move is probably the best one is king to e1 or king to e3. The reason is you have to attack the rook. Because if you go to c1, he can move the king now, and now c4 he can move the bishop. Right?
Oh.
So you have to attack the rook. There are two threats.
Okay, now okay. It has to be under threat.
Or I guess he actually has this move, maybe. No, but then you increase the pressure with the bit. No, you don't, because he takes. Wait, what? Yeah, I guess it's still not. Oh,
not winning.
Still c. Yeah. You know what? Obviously it's winning because you have more pawns. The idea is c4. Rook takes. Now you increase the pressure. He defends, and now you just take, and you have a pawn endgame up 3 pawns.
Gotcha.
Right, but obviously this is a complicated tactic. But yeah, this is the best try. This move also works, but check, right? Defended by the bishop. Now it's still an issue because let's say he moves the pawn. What's the tactic here in this position that wins the game? So notice that the bishop is defending the rook. You cannot take it because it's defended. It is pinned.
I can take it, right? It puts him in check.
So which move?
I can take the rook on f3.
No, because it's defended.
But he's pinned.
Yeah, but if let's say if you could capture kings, it would be you take the rook, he captures your king.
Oh, and then he just moves.
And then let's say you capture his king, so he's actually first. So you take the rook, he takes your king. So that's why it's still defended, even though it's pinned.
Okay. Okay, so there's another move that's winning, so...
I mean, you cannot actually physically take the rook, right? This is not a legal move because it's defended.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's the same idea, right? You want to remove the defender, so how can you remove the defender of the rook?
Yeah, pawn to... or just, what, take it?
Yeah.
Pawn to c4? Or you take it?
Just take it. Pawn to c4 also works because it's pinned, right? So you win the bishop, but this one, if you take, he takes back, you take the rook, right?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Let's
Order
say,
of operations there.
yeah, let's say he goes to this square. So he doesn't take your rook back, so he's still defending this one. What move can you do to win his rook? Obviously there are several moves, but which one would be the best? So you can save your rook, but also win his rook.
Rook to f5.
Okay, I mean this works because you base, or I guess you do not force the trade because you can take. Yeah, I mean this would be winning, but he would probably take the pawn.
Okay.
Another one. So you want to deflect the king away from defending.
Oh, bishop to g6.
Okay, yeah, this works. He takes your rook, you take his. A better move would be a rook to d4 check. You check the king away, so he cannot keep defending, and you also defend your rook.
Yeah,
Right?
that is better.
So he had to move and then you take, yeah. But this would also work. This is just a trade, but you want to make this trade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
anything was better than what I did in the game.
Yeah, but it's fine, it's fine. You're obviously still learning. Okay, so this was the sequence. Yeah, check, check, check. You attack the pawn, you move this one, and then he checks, he checks. Okay, so you have two options. Which one is better? And why?
Yeah, D1's better because otherwise it puts me in a skewer.
Yeah, discover check.
Discover check.
That's the issue. So he can move the rook anywhere with a check, right? So this move would be better. Okay, check, 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 check. So here he was just lucky, right? That he found this nice sequence. You take, and now what's the move here? In the game you played rook to g7. What would be a better move?
Oh, is it, okay, I mean, I don't know for sure. I mean, I would guess maybe putting him in check, rook to a4. That's like a thing that I didn't see there.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of puts him in check for no reason.
Yeah, but this would actually probably he would go here. Let's say check and he goes here. But what is a better move? Still a
winning move.
A winning move,
move?
yeah.
There's a winning move here.
Just look for forcing moves. What's the most forcing move?
What did I play in the game?
You played this move.
Is it yeah, okay. So it's rook to f7 with the check, and then you win the bishop.
Yeah, skewer. You just win the bishop. Okay, so in the game you play this move. He takes the pawn. Again, you have a skewer, but you push. Obviously here you were also low on time, so it makes sense. You push, he goes there, and then yeah, obviously just a time scramble, and then he gets lucky again with finding his checkmate. No way he saw this, but he just in this position realized, oh, I have a check, and it's actually mate.
I don't know. He was so good at the end game. It was
Yeah, I
really
know,
frustrating.
but obviously he also hung the bishop for several turns.
That's
so.
true. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
My fault.
The way to win this endgame is actually you check the king away. Notice he cannot go here, he cannot go here. Actually, I guess he can go here. But yeah, you just want to check it away, right? So he has to move somewhere. Let's say he goes here. Obviously, if he goes here, then it's cut off. So you just keep the rook on the F file, so the king can never enter, right? But let's say he moves back. What I would do, okay, if you move here, you kind of block the pawn. The issue is if you go here, actually, the pawn is pinned, so you again cannot move. So let's say, yeah, it's actually a hard position. Probably, so this bishop is an issue, right? You want to probably route the bishop somewhere or move the king. No, but if you move the king, because the issue is, let's say you go here, he has check, so we have to go back. So what I would do, defend the pawn first, move the bishop away, so now it's defended, right? Because if I didn't make this move, so if I move, so in this position, if I do not make this move and just move away, now he can take, right? That's the problem. So you first have to defend the pawn, and then you move away. And then let's say, I don't know, he just waits on this diagonal, I mean on this row. Let's say you move here and then you try to get the bishop around. It's actually a extremely complicated position. Actually, the computer says this is just a draw, because you cannot actually make progress if he defends in the best way possible. But this is just an idea, right? You try to route the bishop away, and then you try to push the, to push the pawn, right?
Got it. And you saw this. You were saying, okay, I'm gonna route this bishop away because.
I mean, that's the only thing you can do to make progress. Because you cannot move the king. If you move the king, he's just gonna check you. If you move the rook, like that's not gonna, I mean, I guess you can move the, yeah, maybe this was also, yeah, actually this is also an idea. Check, you move the king back. Let's say obviously he was not gonna trade. Actually here, yeah, he can just take, actually. It doesn't matter if you take with the pawn or the king, he just sacrifices the bishop, and this is a draw. So that's why this is a draw. He can just sack the bishop for the pawn in the, if he finds a rook trade, right? But okay, no 400 is gonna know that. So yeah, maybe moving the rook away, but again, the issue is you're pinned. So you cannot push the pawn. If you go here, you're pinned in this way. And if you go here, then your pawn is blocked, right? So that's why this position is extremely difficult.
Got it.